Hello, my friends, and welcome to another Brotato Ultimate Nightmares run, where we play the characters that are hardest to beat in the new Nightmare mode, as chosen by you. The vampire is one I've seen a lot of people mention they've been really struggling with, and it's not surprising. The vampire is, on the whole, one of the weakest characters in the game. But part of it, I think, is that the vampire tricks you. The unlockable weapon for the vampire is the sharp tooth, which is actually pretty weak on this character. It doesn't really fit what the vampire wants to do. And in part is also just a very weak weapon overall. So I think that that may be some of why people are struggling. There's really two ways to beat the vampire. One is to just build a submachine gun build and just play it like a completely normal submachine gun build and entirely ignore pretty much all of the mechanics, just buy percent damage instead of buying lifesteal, and you're playing essentially a normal submachine gun build, like a well-rounded. The other way is to build Spiky Shield, which gives you the tanking stats to actually use the vampire's low health mechanics, and that's what we're going to try, because I'm really interested to try actual melee builds a little bit more on Nightmare mode, and Vampire with Spiky Shield is one of the ones that I think is going to be really interesting. Also, they rebuffed Spiky Shield after nerfing it. They had nerfed it during the beta for the Nightmare mode update, but have restored it back to its rightful place, which is good, because this weapon was always strong, but on Nightmare mode, tanking is a lot worse, and so having a weapon that was good, that actually lets you play as a tankier character, I think is a little bit more fun. I'm going to take an armor here. When you're using Spiky Shield, you just want as much armor as possible. Wow, what a starting shop. Fertilizer and bag are great there. We're going to go ahead and pick up another Spiky Shield. Now, do I want a fertilizer or do I want to roll for weapons? On Nightmare mode, I've started more often rolling for weapons and delaying fertilizer until wave 3, and I think that's still going to be the way to go, except I have exactly 17 here, so if I re-roll, I can't buy a Spiky Shield. So I'm going to buy the fertilizer here because the materials worked out perfectly to allow me to buy 2 shields and 1 fertilizer that wave. But if we hadn't had it, then I might have done it a little bit differently. You know, if I'd had 16 materials there, I obviously would have rolled for a shield. But also, if I had 19 materials and could have rolled and bought one, if we happened to roll into one, I probably would have done that as well. Here, I'm just going to take another armor, and then we'll buy a Spiky Shield, we'll re-roll, buy another one. Getting pretty lucky on finding these shields. I'm going to leave Feather in the pool. We will probably be building Dodge in this run. And, okay, nice. 2 more shields. I gotta say, we are on top of the world in terms of our shop RNG at the moment. You probably will not get this good a start most of the time that you play. Lowering my health to about 50% on the vampire because it increases our damage. Definitely want to break that tree. I forgot that I have low move speed because I'm using a blunt weapon, so breaking the tree took a little bit longer to get there. We'll definitely take 2 armor here, scaling the damage of our weapon, of course. I can start building lifesteal as well. While you do get lifesteal as your health lowers on the vampire, you want to build more lifesteal than that in order to make sure that you can heal, because that's the only way that this character can heal outside of certain other items, since regen and consumable heal, you start with minus 100 and basically can't use those. So do I want a level 2 lifesteal upgrade, or do I want to roll for harvesting, armor, movement speed? All of those are good stats as well. I think I'm going to roll here. All right, I will take 12% damage, though. That's too good an upgrade to pass on. And then here, we're going to buy all of these things and re-roll, lock another Spiky Shield, and then I've already found a weapon, so I don't need to re-roll for 4 here. I'll ban the Ratzilla. I don't think we're intending to build pets, even though they do work with our lifesteal. The rat also scales off our max HP, which on the vampire is going to be low. The challenge for this character is basically that it works against itself. The negative HP, and this is also why I think it's one of the least successful designs in the game. Having the negative max HP means that you have to play much more cagely than you really want from a character that's running in, lowering its health, and raising its health. I think basically the Masochist does the thing that this character wants to do, but in a much more fun way. Let's reroll here, and then I could roll for more armor, I could roll for movement speed or harvesting, but I'll just take 10% attack speed. Attack speed's really important here, and then I'll roll again, and I do want lifesteal, but I'm going to take 8 harvesting because I need that as well. Alright, Cute Monkey, one of the best items we could find. This is a way to heal that doesn't involve consumable healing or regeneration, and so we'll supplement our lifesteal. Shady Potion is very good, but worse on the vampire since a big chunk of what makes the bonus luck good is consumable healing. I do think it is worth buying here, but I could also see maybe skipping that item. I will pick up the cake here, and I am now going to start building dodge, so I'll lock feather as well. When you're building dodge, feather is a very efficient way to buy it. You can completely ignore the -3% XP gain. It's never going to change how many levels you actually get. And with feather, you get really efficient dodge. Dodge you want to buy in large amounts if you're buying it at all, because each point of dodge improves each future point of dodge. So even on non-ranged characters, if you're building dodge, you should buy feather. And we're building dodge here both because we want to be a tanky character, we want to multiply our super high armor with dodge, since both of those stats make each other better. And because we got a slight head start on building dodge thanks to the medieval weapon tag. I'm going to ban the Corrupted Shard here. We're not intending to build Curse because we're on Crash Zone. Also, by the way, I just randomed which map I'm on. Crash Zone is probably a little bit harder because Wave 14 is absolutely brutal for melee characters with the enhanced summoners. Here, I'm going to reroll. I could take 2 lifesteal as well, but I think I'm going to reroll, and I'll just take an armor. Even 1 armor, I think, is better here because we're a spiky shield build, so armor is incredibly powerful. Go ahead and roll, buy a spiky shield, we'll ban Sharp Bullet, we'll roll again, and another incredible shop for us. I can't buy 2 items no matter how I do it, but I guess I'll just go ahead and buy the level 2 item here. No, I should have bought the level 1, and then I could have re-rolled and maybe rolled into another level 1. But since I have a level 1 item locked, I'm going to just not re-roll. Alright, killing both eggs, and then I'm going to try to kill the summons as soon as they pop out. I definitely need more damage. The thing that I messed up there was I didn't take damage before I broke the summoner, so I had really low % damage and couldn't kill the summons fast enough. So I needed to actually deliberately tank some damage before killing the summoners, which, as you can see, I did there, and then we one-shot them, so. Important to play correctly around both the character that you're playing and the wave. Wave 6 Crash Zone is the hardest wave in the game right now, and you need to play it in a very specific way. I'm still not totally used to doing that, so I will sometimes mess it up. I'm going to take the attack speed here, even at the cost of 6% damage, but we're very happy to take 12% damage to make the management there a little bit easier. We'll buy Cute Monkey. I'll buy Alien Worm because we don't care about losing consumable healing on this character that can't use it anyways. Obviously, the regen is wasted, but this is still just 3 HP for 30, which is totally reasonable. We'll ban Turret and get a free reroll. I'll buy Scar, and I'll buy a Spiky Shield, and then I'll roll again, and lock a Spiky Shield. I definitely want the Beanie. I could buy 1 minigun just to have a bunch of lifesteal. That is an option for the vampire. You can, even if you're building spiky shields, you can buy 1 rapid fire weapon in order to just get a bunch of lifesteal. But I think I'm going to pass on that, and I'm going to pass on Wheelbarrow as well, because it reduces my armor, which would decrease my damage output. Just have to prioritize a little differently on Nightmare mode and on this character as well. All we care about on the Spiky Shield build is just building as much armor as possible. So anything that increases it, we're going to take 100% of the time. Anything that decreases it, we're almost never going to take, even if it's an otherwise very strong item like Wheelbarrow. Nice. Got a random crate drop there. That's very nice. Killing that big slasher enemy and keeping my health in kind of the middle area so that we have decent percent damage. I don't want to kill that curse alien. I want to kill this slasher before the end of the wave, though, since it drops 4 materials. Metal, perfect. This is exactly the type of item that we want. I'll take a baby gecko. Increasing the range of our spiky shields isn't terrible. This is not, even though we're level 10, this is actually just we randomly rolled 4 level 2 items. So I'll take 2 armor here. And then here I'm going to reroll, and we're going to take 3 more armor. I could pick up attack speed, but I'm going to roll once more looking for armor, because again, that's the only thing we care about. This weapon scales with armor, so we're going to buy as much as possible. Buy a spiky shield, buy a beanie. I'll ban charcoal. Don't need melee damage on this weapon, of course. We'll buy gentle alien here, and I'm going to buy... we do have 2x crit damage on this weapon. I could build some crit chance. We have -4 right now, but I think the insanity is still good enough to buy. And then I'm going to lock all of these items here. This is a tough wave for the vampire just because there's not that many enemies to lifesteal off of. So when we take hits, it's hard to recover our health. One reason to build a little crit chance, like I've done also, is that Tentacle is another really good way for this character to heal. So it's another... Having some crit chance to support that if we find it is a little bit helpful. Not a massive consideration, but a very small increase to our likelihood to buy crit chance. Gonna kill a bunch of these enemies, making sure to lifesteal. Gonna go get this tree. See if I can get this tree before the end of the wave, and we can. And we've made 300 materials there. We'll take a coupon, that's great. I'm gonna reroll here, and here I'm gonna take 15 attack speed. I want the dodge as well, but attack speed is so important. I'm gonna buy this whole shop, and then reroll. I will... So I can't ban everything this wave. I do want the saltwater, I think, just because our move speed is low. So I guess I'll take the saltwater, and I'll save my bans for a free reroll later on. Use the environmental projectiles to make sure I have the damage to clear these goobers as they spawn. Although there my health was too high, so my damage was too low to one-shot those guys, and I put myself in a little unnecessary danger doing it that way. Gonna... We're healing too quickly. We're too strong. My build is too good. My steak is too juicy. My lobster is too buttery. Try to get these junkie kills right at the end there. There was, I think I spotted a loot alien on the right-hand side right at the end, which I didn't see in time. I'll take 9 max HP there. This character buys max HP at a reduced rate, right? You get less max HP, 25% less, but you still need to buy it because you're a tanking build. All of your stats, the increased armor, the increased dodge that we get, all of those multiply the value of our maximum health. So the more max health we have, the better armor and dodge are. I'm going to buy 8% damage there just because it's a level 2 upgrade. I'll take a spiky shield, an insanity, and a padding because, again, I need all the max health I can get. I'm going to ban riposte just so we have a free reroll here. Definitely taking the ritual since both lifesteal and percent damage are very valuable. And then we'll roll here. I'll buy a whetstone, reroll here, and I could buy propeller hat or bait on wave 10. I'm pretty confident buying the bait, so I'm going to do that on wave 10, so we're not buying it going into the elite wave. Decomposing flesh is actually, is decomposing flesh the one the vampire unlocks? I can't remember what what things unlock what. Sharp Tooth, I think, is available by default, and Decomposing Flesh is what the vampire unlocks. Anyways, Decomposing Flesh is very bad for the vampire. Because lowering your max HP is uniquely painful for this character. So, this is another character where normally in Brotato, the like thematic weapons and items work very well for the characters that you would sort of naturally associate with them. Vampire, Hiker, a couple other characters have... Artificer is another one where, like, Plank is the best weapon, even though you would think it would be a Shredder or something like that. A few of the characters have kind of trap weapons, where the weapon that you would sort of intuitively, as a newer player, imagine would be the best is terrible for the character. And I always think that is evident of a design that didn't work out the way that the developers were probably hoping it did. Now, recycle the wheelbarrow. Again, we don't want to reduce our armor under any circumstance. We'll take the head injury here. Here, I'm going to take 9 dodge, and then I'm going to roll, looking for armor, and we'll take 3 more armor. Definitely pick up the treasure map here. We'll take propeller hat. Losing crit chance, of course, is bad, but I do want to fix my move speed, so I'll take the compass. Gonna pass on these items. I'll reroll here. We'll buy a spiky shield. Spyglass I could buy, but I think it's just gonna take too long to pay off. And on Nightmare mode, items like Spyglass that take forever to pay off are significantly worse than they are on Danger 5, and this item's already not that great on Danger 5. So we're just gonna reroll. We'll buy a spiky shield, and I'll roll again. And for 27, do I want to reroll? I think that's getting a little too expensive. Alright, I'm going to walk into the elite once. I'm going to kill these eggs as they hatch. And then we're going to try to keep the elite's health relatively low. Try to kill these enhanced shooters so that while I'm fighting the elite, we're not getting plastered. Very important to kill those as soon as they spawn. They're one of the most dangerous enemy types in the game right now. And there we go. Now, unfortunately, we get no healing off of elites because we have negative 100 consumable healing. So that's something you really have to keep in mind on the vampire. On other characters, you can often get low and then go ahead and kill the elite and use the plus 100 heal. Because the red crates are worth 100 healing at base. You can often use the plus 100 to heal back up immediately. So even if you put yourself at risk, you'll still survive. Whereas on the vampire, that plus 100 turns to 0. And so you don't get any extra value from healing. Alien Baby is not actually totally ridiculous on this character. Our damage is fine, and we do need max HP, but I think I'm still going to recycle it. I'm going to recycle the gnome here. Tragic that we got such a bad red item for us. It's just 50 materials, but that's okay. I'll take the fin here. I do want increased movement speed, and I want increased lifesteal. And then I'm going to roll, and we'll pick up 3 more armor. Don't care about any of this stuff. I guess I'll buy the alien worm. I don't want weird ghosts because we can still get one shot, but alien worm is fine. We can just boost our max HP a little bit, and then I'll roll, and we'll level up our shield. We'll buy a metal plate. We'll buy a bait. We'll roll again. We'll combine here and buy a shield, and then we'll buy these 2 items and roll again. And then celery tea. We actually might be okay as a celery tea deck. Celery tea deck. I've been playing too much Slay the Spire. Celery tea build. Going into wave 13. But I think I'm going to pass on that. I'm just going to reroll here and see if I can get something a little better. I'll take a bat. Loot worm, I'm just going to pass on. I don't really want to spend 73 materials on something that doesn't actually do that much in, again, the short term. On a character like this, or the Masochist, or the Lich, the like self-damage characters, you usually want to try to stay at about 50 to 70% health. Keeping your health just over half will mean that you're still getting the benefits of the extra damage, armor, and lifesteal for this character, or the other bonuses that you get on other similar characters, but also not put you in danger of being one-shot. So here we go. I'm gonna re-roll, and I could just take one armor. We have 22 luck. I think I can re-roll and get a good level 3 upgrade, and I'll take some max HP. I'll buy the bat here. Don't care about any of this stuff, so we'll re-roll it. Definitely don't want the tardigrade. Do I want a fin? It'll increase my lifesteal even further. 20% move speed will help me chase down the summons. I think I will buy the fin. 20% total move speed. I'm going to pass on all of these items, still avoiding getting curse. I'll take a head injury. And I keep saving my ban to get a free reroll, but we've seen glasses 4 times, and if I'd banned it, it would have been worth as many new different items as the free reroll will be. So a little sad there. Small magazine. You actually can buy this on characters that really need attack speed and don't care about their percent damage, even if you're not a ranged character. Here, both of those stats are fairly low, but I actually do think I want the small magazine because my percent damage is pretty bad. Do I want the fin? Maybe I should have bought it. Or I bought one already. I think I don't need another fin, so I'm just going to lock this, buy the other items, and then ban it. And get our reroll. Oh wait, we're going into wave, 13 this wave. So wave 14 is next. Wave 14 is where Crash Zone runs have always historically ended. And on Nightmare mode, it's even worse because they took already... Wave 14 Crash Zone is funny because it was already wildly out of scale with difficulty with the rest of the map. And on Nightmare mode, they've chosen to scale it up instead of making other waves more difficult. Obviously, wave 9 and wave 6 especially got significant difficulty increases as well. But it is funny that they decided to make wave 14 so much harder when it was already the hardest wave, rather than increasing the difficulty of, say, wave 10 by a significant margin. I could just take 12% damage. I guess I will. And then I'm going to upgrade my shield. We'll buy the small magazine and the bunny. I'll ban the fin here and roll. Barnacle is a reason that you might want to build Curse on Crash Zone, because it is so many stats if you get it early. We have 17% XP gain. I think I'm going to pass on the Barnacle. I think it'll take a little too long to pay off. I'll definitely take a Cute Monkey, and we'll go ahead and buy a Spiky Shield as well. For 14, I'm going to reroll. Vigilante Ring, we would get 16, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So we would get 15% damage out of the Vigilante Ring for 224 over time. I think we're going to pass on that as well. Just better items I could find. Alright, so before any of the enhanced summoners spawn, I need to kill the non-enhanced summoners. And make sure that we're killing the goobers out of them. And then as soon as an enhanced summon spawns, I basically have to drop everything and chase it down. So the way to play around this wave is to spend a lot of effort on making sure that not too many summons appear. Now, since the enhanced summoners will chase you, it's going to become impossible to do that later on. But for now, we've done an okay job at managing them, and I'm just going to stay on the side here. You just don't want to have too many of them spawn at once, especially if you're playing a melee character, because it can be very difficult to take them out before they fill the entire map with just way too many projectiles to handle. And then here, I need to run into the middle and actually use lifesteal to survive. But there we go, we were able to survive. I'll take a medical turret, that's good healing as well, and works, even though we're the vampire. And I'll pick up Cauldron. It gives us a use for consumable drops. I'll take 6 dodge here, since building a little bit more dodge is going to be helpful. We'll buy a Spiky Shield. Do I want a bean teacher at this point? I think I'm going to pass on it. I want to keep my lifesteal high, and while more levels are good, we're a little bit late in the run. We'll buy Spiky Shield, we'll buy Helmet, we'll roll. Okay, nice, got a level 1 Spiky Shield. Do I want a Scar? I think, again, for the same reason, we're going to pass on the Scar. I could maybe have hit level 25 if I built around. And I take that hit on purpose to try to kill the elite a little faster. I could maybe have built some XP gain to try to hit level 25, because I'm definitely not going to do that the way that I have played it so far. Alright, took a little bit too much damage there. Going to have to play really, really carefully around my medical turret in order to survive. And then I need to back off here, remembering, of course, that consumables are not worth any healing. But Cute Monkey is worth healing for us. So we should be able to, as long as I can dodge a few of these attacks, tank through some of this incoming damage, use our medical turret for the end of the wave here. Playing this one very much on the edge on wave 15 because there was an elite, but we made it through. The regen is wasted, and we don't have a tentacle or anything, but the HP and lifesteal are good. We'll take the octopus, I'll take the bait here, and then we'll pick up 3 more armor. We'll grab a whetstone and metal detector. I'm going to pass on... Okay, well, Bloody Hand, obviously, we're thrilled by. We've been buying tons and tons of lifesteal, so this is going to increase our damage and, of course, our lifesteal dramatically. Taking 1 damage per second is totally fine on the vampire, since we intend to be playing at somewhat lower health regardless. I will buy a Lost Duck here, and I'll roll. And even this late, I think the bag will pay off, but we'll have to see. Want to kill these buffing aliens. Want to make sure I have killed the lampreys here. Kill the enhanced buffing aliens. Fortunately, the enhanced flies we don't care about at all, since we don't fire projectiles, so they don't do anything to us. So wave 16 is not a significant problem for this character, or for this version of the build. And we're just going to run straight at the middle of the map, making sure that we're always attacking and always life-stealing in order to be able to survive. As well as maximizing our income, of course. I'll take the beanie here. I'm going to take 9 dodge. Now we actually have a respectable amount of dodge. Okay, I could get Hourglass. I would need to run to where... my medical turret spawns. It's a bait wave, so we would have... Because I bought bait at the end for last wave. I think that the Hourglass is too dangerous here because I bought the bait. So I would be very likely to just die. And without regen, it's a lot harder to heal up. Of course, we have our medical turret and lifesteal. But if I just take 1 hit at the beginning of the wave, we just lose the run immediately. So we're going to pass on the Hourglass. It's sad, but unfortunately necessary. I already have Bloody Hand. I don't want to be taking 2 damage per second, and it's a little late for Blood Donation anyways. It's also late for Grind's Magical Leaf. Definitely not too late for Cute Monkey. We'll buy that every time. Compass, I have enough move speed. I'm just going to re-roll here, and I'm going to pass on Lucky Charm as well and just go to the next wave. Trying to make sure that I clear the goobers as soon as they spawn again. Break that tree. Keep my health at the medium point. And at this point, I have enough armor and lifesteal that I can mostly just run into the groups of enemies. Because with, like, Bloody Hand and everything, our damage and healing is just high enough that we can just charge straight at enemies and be fine. I'm gonna go ahead and buy another shield level up. We'll buy a cake. We'll reroll. I can't use the level 1 spiky shield for anything. Whetstone, of course, is a big damage increase. I have negative crit chance, so I'm gonna pass on the Giant's Belt. Yeah, it could help me kill bosses a little bit faster if I get a bunch of crit chance in the last couple waves, but the likelihood of that is relatively low. I only have 2 engineering, so Nail isn't particularly worth it. Dangerous Bunny this late is also not going to be worth it, same with Coupon. But I will buy an Alien Worm to increase my health a little more. Gonna tank a couple hits from the Elite immediately to increase my damage out against it. And then we'll kill it. Then I need to kill these goobers, especially because they're going to get buffed by the enhanced buffing aliens. The enhanced slasher being buffed is also pretty scary. But at this point, it's fairly hard for the enemies to do enough damage to take me down. We have a lot of armor. We have a lot of lifesteal. We have quadruple Cute Monkey, which gives me some pretty reliable healing as well. So even though the increased damage of Nightmare Mode is very high, as long as I don't run into every single ranged attack, which I am kind of doing, we should be okay. Because the ranged attacks from the Dire Junkies are the most dangerous thing that we have to worry about. Okay, I will take 10 dodge for -1 armor. I know I said we would never reduce our armor under any circumstances, but going up to 43 dodge is pretty valuable. Then I'll take 2 armor to offset that. We'll pick up the spiky shield. We'll roll, buy a Peaceful Bee, because we're getting really close to dodge cap, which is great. Goblet is another amazing healing item for the vampire, so we're definitely picking that up. I guess I'll take the lantern. It fixes my range, which is fine, and the 10% damage is okay. I don't know, do I care about Lantern that much? It can also push enemies away so that we don't get to heal. I think as cool as Lantern is, we actually don't want it in this run. Range is irrelevant, and 10% damage for 300 is pretty bad. We don't have a coil or anything, and the knockback is actively detrimental to a melee lifesteal build. Again, trying to kill the buffing aliens first. I also need to kill this goober before, or a gobbler, before it takes all my money. But I think this is also a good demonstration of why I don't think that the vampire's design really worked. Nothing feels particularly vampiric about strapping on a bunch of shields and charging straight at the enemy. This feels much more like a knight kind of thing. But it's the strongest way to play the character. Greek fire, we don't have any form of fire, so I'm going to recycle that, and then I will re-roll. I'll just take 3 lifesteal, gives me some % damage as well. We'll take a mouse, of course, and the level 2 spiky shield doesn't do anything. Do some re-rolling here. Scapegoat, I actually don't want, because it makes the bosses more unpredictable, because they'll sometimes chase it, and so I would much rather just have them behave the way that I expect them to behave. Gonna roll here, and keep on rolling. I'll take a goblet. That can help in the last wave. I'm passing on luck. Sometimes you buy luck in the last wave because you can drop extra consumables, so it's sort of a healing stat, and the items that you buy in the last part of the game are typically not that impactful regardless, so a little bit of luck can be helpful, but it doesn't do anything for this character. On the other hand, a mouse gives us more stuff to lifesteal off of, more stuff to kill for goblet, and more lifesteal and damage thanks to Bloody Hand. And then on to wave 20 here. All right, so tanking 1 hit there just to increase my percent damage and trying to stack the 2 bosses such that we can be hitting both of them at once. Fighting them around our medical turret is also helpful if I can do that, because it means I don't have to play ping pong with my health bar as much. And then we'll just finish off the other boss. And there we go. That's the vampire on nightmare mode. A couple close calls in the mid-game there, but overall I think you can see how this is a relatively straightforward run if you're using spiky shields, and extremely difficult if you're not. Getting as much armor as possible, as much dodge as feasible, and then just a bunch of lifesteal damage and health is the way to play this character, and then you just run at the enemies. Looking at our items here, we had 390 healing from bag, which is, or healing materials from bag. We had almost 1,000 healing from our cute monkeys, and you can see why I said that this is the best item for the vampire. We saved 230 materials on our coupon, so that worked well. 0 items from treasure map. I don't think I've ever seen that in a game before. That's unlucky. I mean, admittedly, we had very low luck, so we weren't getting that many crates. But 0 items from treasure map is unusual. 100 healing from medical turret, and it was very important for one of the waves in particular, so very glad that I picked this up. And then, of course, the bloody hand was giving us 112% damage, making the end game significantly faster. We also got 130 healing from the goblets, even though we got those very late. All right, my friends, hope that you've enjoyed this run in nightmare mode with the vampire. As always, of course, if you've enjoyed the video, then feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.